Shots fired in central London on a Friday afternoon. Police responding quickly to a report of a stabbing on London Bridge. A number of people have been injured, and the situation continues to develop at this hour as Nile Gardiner joins us on the phone. Nile, the director of the Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom at the Heritage Foundation, former aide to the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Margaret Thatcher, years ago. And now we've talked to you so many times about UK politics and Brexit and all the rest, but today it's terrorism or possible terrorism. The police are treating this as a possible terrorist incident as they continue to gather the facts. What are your impressions of what you've heard so far from London?
Well, certainly, as you mentioned, the police are treating this as a likely terror incident. The timing of this is very significant, of course, just ahead of the UK general election on December 12th, but also ahead of the NATO summit, which takes place in London next Tuesday and Wednesday. And all of the 29 heads of state of NATO member countries will be gathering in London on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday night, there's a dinner being held at Buckingham Palace by the Queen for all of the NATO heads of state. And so the timing of this is certainly very, very significant. And without a doubt, I think that, London will be on significant edge, I think, ahead of the general election on December 12th. And if indeed this is an ISIS attack, and we're not 100% sure yet that this is an ISIS attack, but if it is, then I think it will be an attempt by ISIS or other Islamist terrorist organizations to demonstrate that they are still on the ground in the United Kingdom, that they are still relevant.
And does it change now the dynamic heading into that election that you referenced, which, again, to the earlier point, had been mostly about whether the UK and how the UK will leave the European Union?
Yes, and I think that, so far the focus of this election has been overwhelmingly upon the issue of Brexit. I think it will continue to be so. But I think that if today's incident is a terrorist attack, I think there will be a great deal of focus upon how the British government has handled counter-terrorism issues. I think overall, actually, the British government has been very successful in recent years in dealing with what has been a very large-scale Islamist terror threat in the United Kingdom. But I think there will be a renewed focus, of course, on the issue of terrorism in the UK. The actual UK terror threat level was downgraded a few weeks ago by the Home Secretary. But still, though, the British government had retained the threat level on a likely terror attack level rather than very likely.
So
Britain has always been, I think, on a sustained footing with regard to the terror situation.
Nile Gardiner joining us. We'll continue covering this breaking news out of London, the latest developments when we come back.